Is there anybody else, or do you want me to show you some action steps right now in real time? Okay. I'm going to go now to talking about Jay and Trey. Are you guys there today? Jay and Trey? Give a thumbs up if they're there.
One of the two.
Which one?
Jay's here.
Jay's there. Okay, well, I'm going to record this because I got to ask Jay, what's up, bro? I want to show you something what I'm doing right now, okay? Because you guys asked about the clothing business. And yesterday, Trey actually gave me a question. Is he coming back into the class today, Cole? He won't be there today?
No.
Okay. Well, I hope that you guys will be able to show this video because I wanted to show you in real time how I would go about and try and get you the information that you need. Now, this is an example of an action step of what I want to show you. So early this morning, I told you guys before, you guys are my brothers. That's how I see you. We may never meet. We may never see each other again after this series of 10 classes finishes on a video. We may never be able to talk again. I don't know how that will play out. But what I do know is that by making these videos, I can show you that I don't ever ask you to do anything that I am not doing. And if I tell you I am passionate about wanting to give people the roadmap to success from inside of a jail or a prison, I'm not going to tell you to do something that I'm not doing right now. And one of the ways that I think I can provide value to you is by giving you this pathway of defining success. What is it I want to do? I want to get inside of every jail and prison across America with these video courses. And I want to show people that in order to succeed from in there, you've got to start sowing seeds. And you've got to do exactly what Jarvis just said. You've got to figure out a way to build trust. You've got to figure out a way to show, I want people to believe in my message and to help me. And that's not easy to do. It's not easy to tell somebody, I want you to help me. You want me to tell you what is easy? It's easy to say it's not my fault. It's easy to say that nobody will help me. It's easy to say that because of my past, I can't get up and make things happen. But I want to show you that's really not the way of the world. The way of the world is that a lot of people will help us. And if you look at the videos that accompany this course, you will see me interviewing dozens of really successful people. But how does that start? It starts with a question. I just start thinking, well, these guys want to get into the clothing business. I've never been in the clothing business. So if I were to tell you how to get into the clothing business, I really wouldn't know what to say because I've never bought material. I've never run a crew of seamstresses. I don't know anything about opening relationships with department stores or people that would sell clothing. I have no idea of how to measure success or what to do. But here's what I do know. I know that if I can reach out and ask people for help. So yesterday I gave you that story is you have to be willing to ask people for help. So now I'm going to get off of the screen and I'm going to share my screen with you, even though that's kind of hard because if you can't see it now because you're sitting in the far back of the room, at least I can explain it to you. And then when you get the video, you can watch it on the video and then it'll cover the whole screen. So I definitely want to record it in real time. So this is an example of how I try to build that trust and credibility. Okay? If I just ask a really successful person for if I ask a successful person to spend time with me, these guys got a lot of responsibilities. They don't take time. Their time is the most valuable asset they have. And so it's really hard to get them on the phone. It's really hard to get them to devote time. But if I do all of this work and show them how many videos that I am creating, and you see I told you that I would be taking pictures of me teaching inside of a jail or a prison. These are pictures right here, but I've got your faces blurred so nobody can see who you are. But I can show them, I can use this as a tool. I told you that first I would define success, and then I would create tools. I would document how I'm defining success. And then I would tell you how I am creating tools and tactics that will help me succeed. And then I told you how I would hold myself measurable and accountable. So all of this is an example of incremental action steps. So this is the back end of a YouTube channel. And if you guys want to come up to the TV so that you can see it, feel free to do so. Okay? Because all of this are tools on how I bring people into a jail. These are people that are really busy. They lead very big companies. This guy here is a guy that leads a company that has 4 million views. I can actually show you what he does. Because remember, this is how I build trust. So I'll go to his channel, okay? And I'll go to Vlad TV. And I can show you he's got 4 million subscribers on his channel, right? That's like as big as NBC. 70 million people look at his channel every single day or every single week. And he's just a guy that profiles celebrities and hip-hop people, and he shows them, tells their stories, okay? So I thought it would be helpful for me to communicate this message inside of jails and prisons, and I just reached out, and I asked him if he would tell me his story of how he built it, and there he is. And there's a series now of videos that are going to be coming out, okay, of me interviewing this guy that I'm going to bring into the jail. There's interviews of me interviewing federal judges. There's interviews of me interviewing lawyers and policymakers and all kinds of people that I take into the jail. But how do I get them in there? I get them in there by showing, hey, this is message and information that people need to see. But I got to show every single step of the way of how I'm doing it. So like, here's an example of a video that I made 1 hour ago. And you see right now in California, it's 6:40 in the morning, which means it's, 9:40 on the East Coast. But more than an hour ago, I'd already published this video. This video is showing something. It's showing how I am working very early in the morning to create content. This is a video, you guys will see it. I'm filming in my garage, and then I'm filming in my house, and I'm telling why I'm going to do all of this, okay? And I walked you guys through the entire process, right? So what am I doing by creating all of this content? I am showing people in society, how do I get out of this? I gotta go back. I want to go back to the channel, okay? I'm showing people in society how I do it. And then I am asking them, hey, there's a question that Jay asked. So I have a video somewhere in here where I don't show Jay's face, but he's asking me this question saying he wants to get out. So now I want to take the next step. And so I think about Jay. And so I think, well, who would be really helpful in me telling this story to Jay? So do you guys know this guy? You guys know who this guy is? Somebody come tell me if you guys know who this guy is. So I can't hear you.
He an investor on Shark Tank.
But he's also the founder of FUBU. Okay, you guys know what FUBU is?
Yeah.
So it's a clothing company. So he's a guy just like Jay, just like Trey, who came from the community, and he said he wanted to change his community. He wanted to be an entrepreneur. He wanted to build. And it says he has come a long way from turning a $40 budget. So Jay, this guy started with $40, and he turned it into FUBU, a $6 billion fashion company, and a game changer. And then, of course, now you know him as being a shark on Shark Tank. But what he really is a guy that knows how to lead and knows how to succeed and knows how to build a company. He knows how to build a brand. He knows how to talk to people. He knows how to do all of these things. But it all started because he defined success. And I want Jay to learn how to define success, but I don't know how to build a company, a clothing company. So what's the next step? I start taking action because I want to help Jay. So the next thing I do is I start looking him up online. And here's his YouTube channel, okay? So I'm looking at his YouTube channel, and I'm seeing what he does. And Jay writes, he interviews people, and he talks about success, and he coaches people, and he does all kinds of things. So I figured, wow, that would be great if I could interview Daymond and bring his message directly to Jay and to Trey. So what's the next step? I find, how do I reach him? And so I'm going to subscribe to his channel. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read a little bit about what he does. And then I can see his email address. And if I click that, I've already got something there. I already did this before in anticipation of the show. I can take the next action step. When I reach out to him, I reach out to actually his team. And so the next step, when I reach out to his team, now I can create an email for him. And so here's an email. How I ask for help. I say, hi, I'm Michael Santos, and I served 26 years in federal prison. Why would I say that? Because I suspect that people have empathy for guys in jail, in prison, if those people do what Jarvis just did. How do I build trust? So the next thing I tell him is I say, now I create digital courses to teach and inspire people in jails and prisons. Oh, I'm thinking not about me. I'm thinking about you. Okay? I don't have to show you this because you can't see this anymore, so I'll stop sharing, but I'm going to continue reading. Okay? So the next thing I do is I tell him, I want to think about my market. I want to think about my audience. This is not about who I am. This is about the 2 million people that are locked up in jails and prisons across America. I want to help them. I want to take action to help them. I want to say, I'm not the only guy who can help them. I need to get leaders to help me help them. But those leaders are not going to have the time to do everything I'm doing. So I'm saying, hey, can you give me an hour? Can you give me 90 minutes so that I can interview you and then create a course about how to start a clothing company and bring it into the jail and the prison? And so I tell them that. I served 26 years in federal prison. Now I create digital courses to teach and inspire people in jails and prisons. And then I go for the ask. I am requesting to interview Daymond so that I can take his inspiring message into jails and prisons across America. Because I have to be very succinct. I have to be very clean and quick in answering and asking my ask. But I also have to build trust, just like Jarvis told me. Does trust matter? Well, of course, trust matters. I've got to tell him this guy's got, he's a billionaire. He's got a lot of people asking for his time. So I've got to tell him that I am worthy of his time, not for me, but for you, for people in jail and prison across America. So I say, while I'm teaching inside of the Mecklenburg County Jail, I received a message from 2 people, Trey and Jay. Both of them are serving lengthy sentences, I tell him. And both of them aspire to build a career in clothing. They asked me for guidance, and I would like to interview Daymond about leadership principles so that I can create a course and take it into the Mecklenburg County Jail and other jails and prisons across America. So those are action steps, but they're incremental action steps. And now I wanted to just show you this is what I'm doing. Is Jay going to respond? Is Daymond going to respond? I don't know. But I know that I've taken a lot of action steps to put these wheels in motion. I've now shown him the video of you guys in jail. So I am proving that I am going into jails. I'm not just talking about it. I have shown him by my work ethic how many videos I produce every single day. I have shown him that I did do 26 years in prison, because that will be in the description. If you look at my email on the bottom, there will be all kinds of links to who I am and where I've been and how I came out, so that they can see I'm not somebody who just talks about it. So I am telling you, this is how I ask you to do what I am doing. These are the action steps that I am taking. And what would be helpful now, since I did this for Jay, is for Jay to come up and let's talk about it and film a little video where we're going to talk about it, and I will send that to Daymond Johns.